Meghalaya, one of the most beautiful states in northeast India, is famous for its picturesque landscapes and natural charm. The state has two Lok Sabha seats, Shillong and Tura. Among these, the Shillong parliamentary constituency is larger, covering 36 of Meghalaya's 60 assembly seats, while Tura encompasses 24 assembly seats. Surrounded by hills, Shillong is often referred to as the Scotland of the East. Formerly the capital of Assam, Shillong resembles a natural cave nestled amidst scenic hills. The renowned regions of Cherrapunji and Mawsynram, known for receiving the highest rainfall in the country, also falls within the Shillong Lok Sabha constituency. The Shillong Lok Sabha seat in Meghalaya is reserved for scheduled tribes. The first election for this seat was held in 1977. Since then, 12 elections have been conducted, with the Congress party securing victory 8 times. In 1984 and 1996, independent candidates won the seat. From 1998 onwards, the Congress maintained a winning streak, with Vincent H. Pala serving as the Member of Parliament for Shillong in 2009, 2014 and 2019. However, in the 2024 elections, the newly formed Voice of the People Party won the seat, marking a significant shift in the region's political landscape. Dr. Vicky Andrew J. Syngkon is the current Member of Parliament from Shillong in the 18th Lok Sabha and is the leader of the Voice of the People Party, where he also serves as the party's General Secretary. Dr. Vicky Andrew J. Syngkon holds an MA, MCom and a PhD in Economics, all from Northeastern Hill University, where he completed his doctorate in 2007. He previously served as an assistant professor in the Department of Economics at the same university. In the 2024 general elections, Dr. Syngkon contested as the VPP candidate and secured victory, defeating 5 opponents to become the member of the 18th Lok Sabha.
नमस्कार, संसद टीवी के इस विशेष कार्यक्रम में आपका स्वागत है। मैं हूं पवन कुमार शर्मा। 18वीं लोकसभा के नए सांसदों की सीरीज में आज हम आपको मिलाने वाले हैं मेघालय की शिलोंग लोकसभा सीट के सांसद रिकी एंड्रयू जॉन सिंकॉन से। रिकी जी, वेलकम ऑन संसद टीवी।
Thank you.
So my first question to you will be, your party is new, Voice of the People. It's new in Meghalaya, and you won for the first time. You are the first timer MP. So how you became the voice of Shillong and Meghalaya?
Okay, thank you so much, Sansad TV, for coming all the way to to have an interview with me. Well, at the very outset, I thank God for leading us, for guiding us, and for putting in us, the Voice of the People Party. A few of us members who started this party less than 3 years ago. Why we started this party is because of the fact that when we, as a state was celebrating its 50 years of statehood, at that point of time, what we, the reports that were coming from various organizations, Niti Aayog is one of them, presented the state in a very, very, a very dismal, state, where we are down on every parameter. And for a state that was once upon a time, one of the, I would say, the top among the small states, be it on health, be it on education, be it in governance, and many other parameters. It really pained us, as a person born and brought up here. And so a few of us, we said, why this is happening to our states? And we, on the further research, we found that this is totally because of the lack of leadership, the lack of governance, and the lack of vision. And so that is how we took a decision that we need to do something. And that's how we formed this party, a party which has a vision, and that vision is to revive, to restore and transform Meghalaya on the principle of good governance, on the principle of equality, principle of righteousness, on the principle of to do away with corruption, to fight corruption, and on those principle and that vision, we went to the public, we went to the people, and that's how we fought the election, the MLA election in 2022, where we won 4 assembly constituency, and then we fought the MP election, and here I am with you.
As far as general elections of 2024 is concerned, it was above 5,70,000 people of Shillong and 36 constituencies. So they have voted for you. What do you think? What were the core issues that people voted for your party and for you also?
Like I said, after 50 years, people normally, any person would always want to see his or life, improving. What it was yesterday, we want to see a better, today, and even a brighter tomorrow. But then that is not happening in our state. And when we went to the public, it is the same concern that we as a party, the Voice of the People Party, led by our party president, Sri Arden Milabasaimat, we saw that yes, even the people also, they are having the same kind of, they were fed up, of what is happening in the state. And so, and that was the reason why people wanted change, people wanted something new, and yeah, that's how we were able to, to defeat. But of course, everything we see that it is the hand of God, because it is not easy. We have only 4 MLAs in the 36 constituency, and then we don't even have our party organization, set up in all the 36 constituency, and we don't have money. When we fought election, we never fought election on money, strictly on principle. And so it is not easy. It is against the giants, a 3-time MP, and also the other who is the present health minister. And so it is not easy. But then we put our faith and trust in God, because when day one, when we formed the party, we said, when we enter into electoral politics, we know that it is not very easy when you don't have money. But then we know that we have a God Almighty who can make all things possible. And that's how we went, and then we got the results.
Mr. Ricky, you are now MP of Shillong, and people are watching you with so many expectations. So what are your priorities in mind, and what are the core issues of your parliamentary constituency?
Well, again, when you ask me this question, it comes back to the reason, why we formed this party. You see, when you look at the state, our state, especially like Shillong, once upon a time was the educational hub or educational capital of, entire Northeast. And then, but look at the state of our education. This is an issue which we are really serious, and we want to address this issue. We want to ensure that the past glory, of Shillong, of institutions, educational institutions Shillong, they again, they're being revived, restored, and we want to see the total transformation of it. And again, when we look at the health, because for us, we know, and like in any other, developed nations, you want to talk about, a developed nation, Health and education, these are very important, foundations. And health, the health sector is in shambles in our state. If I can share with you, the other day when I went to visit a sub-center and a PHC at the border area, you will not believe a sub-center does not have, running water. A PHC is being run without a pharmacist for the last 4 months. They don't even have an ambulance. Staff are inadequate. So, and that is the reason why we see the plight of our people, especially those, having some health issues. And you come across CHCs, which only in name, but then when you enter inside, the kind of services is just like a public health center, services which they are providing. Civil hospital, same, only in name. So this is the reason why we see that, as a party, we are really concerned, so, and then agriculture. In our state, 81% of our population, there are farmers, or they're in the primary sector. But then again, you look at the plight of our farmers, it's really sad. They're really miserable, their life. And it is quite an irony that when 81% of our people are in agricultural sector, yet our state, is, number 2 from the bottom, in terms of food security. See, that means this is very serious. So education, health, agriculture, these are issues which are really a concern for us. And then again, talking about the power sector, where at one point of time, we are a power surplus state, exporting power to other states of, few states in the northeast. Now we are a deficit in terms of power.
Infrastructure is the main thing. Any state it should have. It's road connectivity or rail connectivity or air connectivity. These are the core issues. So what are your plans as person also and as the party also?
Well, you also know that we are in the opposition in the states. Well, there are issues which is not very easy, to solve immediately, especially when you are in the opposition. But then, of course, that is not a reason that we cannot do anything. The center, the Prime Minister, as of today, he has that vision of a developed India by 2047. So I'm sure with the support of the different ministries, the ministries of road transport, the Ministry of Civil Aviation, the Ministry of Education, Health, the Ministry of Ayush, Jal Jeevan, and so on. So I'm sure these are the industry which, the ministries that can really help, not only Northeast, but Meghalaya in particular. So I have, been writing letters, in meeting, these other different ministers and the, various ministries to seek their support and help. But at the same time, the state government has to be serious.
As member of parliament, you get opportunity to raise questions in the parliament. There is question hour, there are 0 hour, there is rule 377. What are the issues you want to raise in parliament?
Dr. Ricky Andrew Jones Syngkon, having been elected a member of the House of the People, do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established, that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, and that I will faithfully discharge the duty upon which I am about to enter.
You see, when we fought the election, we had 24 agenda in our manifesto. And these are agendas which are, again, the agenda of the people, So these are some of these agendas we are going to raise, and I'm going to raise up. And in fact, in my maiden speech, I've raised some of them. And then even, of course, in even the last budget session, I did spoke on, for example, in coal mining. Because as of now, our state, you should also know that it is, though a small state, but it is a state which is endowed with so much of resources, be it natural, be it mineral resources, coal, limestone. Then of course, it's also well known that we are quite rich in uranium deposits. But then at this present juncture, we see that coal mining transportation has been banned. But then you see, you travel the national highway, you see coal-laden trucks, how that is possible. So I raised this issue in the parliament. I said, if you want to ban everyone, if you want to open for everyone. And then of course, another very important issue is that, which I will raise. I spoke also, of course, in my maiden speech about the Khasi language. We want that it should be included in the 8th schedule, so that at least people across India will also hear from us, because we have, we have every, we know that we have every, so to say, we are, in terms of the language, we have every right to demand. And not just because we are demanding that, yes, we should have, Khasi language should be included in the 8th schedule, but then it is quite justified, for us, for our language, the Khasi language, to be included in the 8th schedule.
As a member of parliament, you are a member of parliamentary committees also. So, what is your planning? What are the plans that you will raise in parliamentary committees also?
The subject that I put up is on the indigenous, knowledge system, and then the indigenous medical practices. And I'm glad and proud to say that the chairman of the committee, Shri Kirti Azad, and then other members also, they saw this is very important, because in the Northeast, as we know, it is a biodiversity hotspot. And we have so much of potential here. So my argument is that if we bring this into the limelight and we take this issue seriously, then what we are going to do is, we are not only preserving the environment, we are also helping to improve the health services through indigenous method, indigenous knowledge, and at the same time we can even also promote tourism, So, and I'm glad the committee had accepted my proposal.
Now some personal questions. Please tell our viewers your educational background and where you educated.
So I did all my education here in Shillong. I had a very short stint in Delhi, but then due to some problem, I got admission in SRCC, Shriram College of Commerce, when I was planning to do my masters. But then due to certain problems, I had to come back. I was there just for about a year. Anyway, so that is, so finally I did my masters in economics from Northeastern Hill University, then did my MCom, and did my PhD in economics, in the area of small-scale industry. And that is one. And then, of course, I was never into politics. I'm just as old as the party. And, when talking about my personal, my family, my parents, both of them are no more, but I thank them, because they have been the one who have taught us the values of life, taught us to put God, before everything. And then I have my two sisters. One is also a teacher in the university in the Department of Economics. Another one, she's also done a PhD in environmental science. And of course, I have my brother who lives outside of the country. So we have four of us, yeah. And of course, yeah. And my wife, she's no more, you know, and no children. So I'm free to serve my people, yeah.
So you reside alone at your home?
Yes, yes. And I like to do things on my own. I want to be independent, and then my motto in life is that, you know, I am here with a purpose. You know, God has a plan, God has a purpose for me. And I see that I've always, you know, wanted to do the best that I can, to be a blessing to others. And like I always say in many forums, that I am here not to be served, but to serve the people.
What are your hobbies?
Well, my hobbies, I enjoy, you know, outdoors, yeah. Traveling, yes, but when I say traveling, I like traveling, you know, to the villages, because that's where I see, you know, that's the real and true meaning of life, you know. When I go to the villages, where I see people there, they're still so innocent, they speak the truth, and they learn how to live with nature, which in the city, we have forgotten about nature, and that is very serious.
The total number of voters in the Shillong Lok Sabha constituency is approximately 9.81 lakh, including over 4,80,000 male voters and about 5,03,000 female voters. The voter turnout in this constituency consistently exceeds 60%. In 2009, the turnout was 62.23%, increasing to 63.22% in 2014 and further to 65.48% in 2019. In the 2024 elections, the turnout stood at 62.89%. Notably, in the 2024 general elections, a higher percentage of women voted compared to men, with 74.21% of the total female electorate casting their votes.
शिलोंग लोकसभा के सांसद डॉक्टर रिकी एंड्रयूज जॉन सिंकॉन हमारे साथ हैं और हमने इनसे बातचीत की और ख़ास बात यह है कि डॉक्टर रिकी को गार्डनिंग का शौक़ है। उनका हम एरिया देख रहे हैं, उनके घर के आसपास जो है उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा लैंडस्केप है और बहुत अच्छा गार्डनिंग जो है उन्होंने डेवलप किया है। बहुत अच्छे अच्छे अलग अलग प्रकार के जो पौधे हैं वो यहाँ पे लगाए गए हैं। डॉक्टर रिकी, you are fond of gardening and it's your hobby.
Well, you know, before, you know, entering into this arena of politics, you know, I always enjoy, I love nature. I love to be with some of the animals that I have. I have some ducks and some chickens, some birds. Well, the main variety that I have planted here are, well, pineapple, then there's papaya, and then of course I have two plants of gooseberries or amla that you call in Hindi. And then of course when about vegetables, I do have like squash, pumpkin, then cabbage, which I just, you know, planted just yesterday. And then, yeah, so and they're all organic.
तो डॉक्टर रिकी कह रहे हैं कि गार्डनिंग और एनिमल लवर हैं ये। इन्होंने बतख भी पाल रखी है, मुर्गी भी पाल रखी हैं। पहले ये बकरियां भी पालते थे पर अब नहीं कर पाते। इनके स्वभाव से बिल्कुल ऐसा लगता है कि जितना ख्याल है अपने घर का और अपनी प्लांटेशन का रखते हैं, उतना ही ख्याल ये अपनी जनता का भी रखेंगे।
Shillong was established by the British in the 19th century and served as the summer capital of Eastern Bengal and Assam for several years. After Meghalaya's formation in 1972, Shillong became the state's capital. Situated on the Shillong Plateau and part of the East Khasi Hills district, the city is renowned for its natural beauty and emerging music scene.
And my final question, what is your vision towards Viksit Meghalaya?
When you talk about development, we have to look at what are the foundations for development. For me, health, education, food, water, and of course our environment. There's no point talking of development when there is no food security. People are still illiterate. People, they are not having sound body. Okay, so these are very important issues. So a developed Meghalaya is a healthy Meghalaya, an educated Meghalaya, Meghalaya which where the environment is, I'm talking about the natural environment, is very much part and parcel of them. And of course, to accomplish all of that, we need real good governance, removal of corruption, removal of injustice, and ensure the inclusiveness of everyone. It is important not only, I think, for the state of Meghalaya, but for the rest of the country, putting God Almighty in front of everything. He is the source of our wisdom, the source of our vision to see into the future. So that is very important, putting God first in everything that we do.
Mr. Ricky Andrews, thank you very much for sparing your valuable time to Sansad TV. तो शिलोंग के लोकसभा सांसद रिकी एंड्रयूज जॉन सिंगकॉन का कहना है कि जो विकसित मेघालय है उसके लिए वो प्रयास कर रहे हैं। उनकी पार्टी है वॉइस ऑफ द पीपल और उनका जो मोटो है वो रिवाइव, रिफॉर्म और ट्रांसफॉर्म करना है। तो इस दिशा में वो लगातार प्रयास कर रहे हैं और उनका कहना है कि जल्द ही मेघालय जो उसकी पहले उसकी प्रतिष्ठा थी मेघालय की, वो दोबारा उसको प्राप्त करेंगे, अचीव करेंगे।